Before we go to the next dungeon, there's something we can do now that I've been wanting to do for a while. But it'll be easier if we leave the town first. Don't worry, it doesn't change anyone's words. We're just going to get a gift. Otto, please wait. We get a special view of the bridge as Elena runs towards us. Thank goodness, I just caught you. I'm so sorry for what Chester did, I mean. I know it won't make up for what he did, but would you please accept this? Winged Talisman was obtained. The Winged Talisman is amazing. It's supposed to be an heirloom of my family, handed down for generations. I was told it has some spiritual power, too. They say that it can transport you back to any of the old monuments to the god of travel. Please keep it with you. I'll be alright. I've been thinking a lot about all the bad things that Chester's been doing, but eventually I came to the only possible conclusion. No matter what, he's still my brother. I'll still always love him. He's the only family I have, so don't worry about me. I'm fine. Maybe he's even giving some serious thought to what I said. I just don't want anyone to be put in danger. Excuse me, Otto. If you see my brother again, would you please tell him something? As long as it isn't too much trouble, I mean, but tell him that I said thank you for the pendant? Otto suddenly nodded his agreement. Thank you, Otto. I'm such a mess. I wish I could be stronger. You're going to the abandoned mine, aren't you? Well, please be extra careful for me. And she leaves. But we have a new toy. And that is... this. The Winged Talisman. What I have my sprite holding up in the intro video. A talisman with great spiritual power can return its user to any place he has already visited. Why don't we give this a little bit of a use? That's right. Any warp spot in there. Isn't that just lovely? And nope, we're not going to the next dungeon yet. We're just picking up one little treasure we can grab. One little treasure that's going to make one woman very, very happy with its return. Although first, we're gonna grab... Oh no, we can't get that yet. Never mind. We can't do this. Woo. Yeah, up there though is off limits for a little bit longer. Unfortunately. The Tigray Quarry theme is awesome. But I'll probably end up cutting some of this, because it's not close enough to a warp spot. These guys don't really drop anything worthwhile at this point in the game. But do look at how much quicker I'm killing them. There's definitely power being grown. But I think right here is actually where I want to go. Yep. And what do we have right across here? Some gold. We can... God, you knew we couldn't. We got Bob's pendant. Awesome. So what are we going to do with that? Well, let's go back to Redmond. Isn't that teleportation awesome? It's Mega Man style. So any warp we want to go to? This makes the Metroidvania not all that bad. It's sort of similar to Symphony of the Night's warp spots or from any of the other more recent Metroidvania games, but it has the added bonus of also being the save points and the healing points. Bob's pendant. A pendant made of ceramic. It looks like it belonged to someone named Bob. Remember how Bob was that miner that got hurt? Remember how she was all sad? Otto, Ada's been through a lot lately, so please don't be too hard on her. She recently lost her grandson Bob. He was killed in a quarry accident shortly before you arrived. A bridge collapsed underneath him. He was still an apprentice miner when it happened. All the miners spent weeks looking for him, but no one found any trace of him, not even his possessions. I've just been shut away in our house ever since. I don't know what we can do. It doesn't help that Bob's parents were also killed in a quarry accident either. I just raised Bob on our own ever since. We could just find something that belonged to him. I always thought of Bob as the kid brother I never had. Up until that point, Ida was always really nice to everyone. And? Oh, that pendant. May I please see it for a moment? Oh, Bob. I'm certain of it. This belongs to my son. Otto gave Bob's pendant to Ida. Thank you. You really looked for this just because of me? I'm so sorry for my earlier behavior. It was just that seeing a young man like you reminded me of Bob. It just hurts so much to think about. Please, please forgive me. Oh yes, you're an adventurer, are you not? Please, allow me to give you something as a token of my gratitude to you. We got the Nightfire Gem. The Nightfire Gem was received. I got that from one of the Genos Island natives back when I was just a girl. It has the ability to bring light to the darkest of places. That's not all, either. It's said that its light also has the power to reveal the truth. Do you think you might find it useful? Adventuring must seem like something of a dream job, but you get into a lot of dangerous situations, don't you? I'd imagine your parents worry about you all the time. Please feel free to stop in any time. Thank goodness. It's been a long time since I've seen Ida smile like that. I think I have some idea of how much it hurts to lose a loved one. This is all thanks to you as well, Idle. How can we ever repay you? Well, that item is actually very freakishly useful. And as you could guess, it couldn't have come at a better time. Nightfire Gem. A gem received from Ida, and emits a mysterious bright light with the power to reveal the truth. Why will we need that? You'll see very shortly. Without it, the next dungeon... I don't even know if it's possible. But if it is, it wouldn't be very enjoyable. Now her house is open. There's nothing we can do in it. However, we should talk to everyone in town, because their responses all change. Almighty God, please guide this sinner, your faithful servant, with your light. And please... Lord, Otto, I'm sorry, but I'm in the middle of my prayers. If you need to talk, please go see Bishop Nicholas. Things have gotten quite serious. I simply don't understand why the Count would take Father Pierre prisoner. I hope he'll be all right. To say nothing of Chester, how could he have done such things? Oh, pardon me. Please take care, Otto. Something's happening to Felghana. I can feel it. At least we can count on Bishop Nicholas to handle things with Father Pierre. I have nothing but faith in him. And she's right. That will be alright. And also... Hooray! Yeah, you can't double jump in here. Although it looks very much like an item that I wish I could get earlier in the game. I wonder if it is that item. I don't think it is, though. So let's see, we've talked to almost everyone in town. Let's see... It seems that Chester's gone to work for the Count since his disappearance. I find that hard to believe, such a sincere young man. Before he left, he was Mayor Edgar's closest aide. They seemed to be kindred souls, so to speak. It's just strange, since he had even less love for the Count than the rest of us. I know this had to come as a shock for Elena and Edgar both. I can only imagine how disappointed they are. You know, Edgar took the two of them in when they were orphaned and raised them on his own. And he just says the same thing again. And let's talk to the old guy. The miners have gone to the quarry to open the door to the abandoned mine. That place was closed up when I was still in charge of mining as we exhausted the resources there. I vaguely recall seeing an old mural somewhere down there. We didn't know what it was, so we felt it best just to leave it alone. You know, now that I think about it, no, that couldn't be it. Too bad he doesn't really remember. But that's okay. We'll get to find out soon enough. Let's see, is this... No, that's not the end. Because we've talked to just about everybody. But I do want to talk to everybody at every juncture. Just because. Everyone changes, and it's nice to see the detail that was put into this game. I'd gone to the castle to sign up for service, but there was a white knight there who turned me away at the gate. The little pretty boy had an attitude like he thought he was the best thing to ever walk on the land. Despite my appearance, I was actually a mercenary in garment. Hell, I'll bet you have all been to all kinds of places, right? You've heard mercenary stories from all over Europa then. There was this one guy, no matter how overwhelming the odds, any unit he was in always won out in the end. I'd be keeping my eye out for him. His name is on the tip of my tongue. Burr something. Oh, hell, I can't remember. At least my son can still grow up to be a proud man. You know, I just can't believe the stories about Chester. He and Elena first came here over 12 years ago. Mayor Edgar took them in since they'd both lost their parents. Since all they had was each other, so to speak, Chester was always really good to Elena, very protective of her. He was a clever young man and quite good with a sword. He even helped with some of Edgar's mayoral duties from time to time. It was a shock to see Dogi again, having grown into such a fine young man, no less. We'd all believed that Chester would make us proud someday, and I thought he'd change his mind and come back to Elena. Chester's always had a very dignified air about him, even as a child. We've always suspected that he might be the son of some nobleman. Dogi, on the other hand, was a total mess as a kid. Never heard anything about Chester's life before he got here, though. And that is foreshadowing. Woo. But you didn't come here to watch me twirl around. One less person to talk to. Hey, Adel, I heard that you were going back in the old abandoned mine. You adventurer types certainly are something else. You just keep taking on one task after another. I'm in awe, I must admit. Since the monsters are in the abandoned mine, I'll bet the situation there is just like the rest of the quarry. Please take care of yourself. Long ago, the people of Felghana were strong believers in the spirits. I don't know much about it, but apparently they believed that inanimate objects held spirits, and praised them and gave thanks to them. I don't know, it doesn't sound like such a bad way to go through life. Those beliefs slowly died off as the Holy Church became more popular. Not the happiest tale in the world. Nope. But there's one other place we need to go, just to get that treasure that I got knocked off from getting. So I'm going to very quickly cut to there, and I'll be right back with you. And here we are. Nothing is going to stand in my way. Not tonight. 12 Revolve! Not really as dramatic as I'd hoped. Oh well. But there we go. A little bit of vengeance. And... away! And now there's nothing else to do here. Or is there? Yep, you remember. There was that one little place we couldn't get to before because we couldn't reach it. Remember? Well, I'll be back with you after a little bit of a cut, because there's no real point in you following me all the way back there. So, just one more moment. And we're back, now that we've raised that platform. Yep, getting over here really isn't all that bad now that we have the wind power. And what do we have in here? But a present of 20 Revolve. So yeah, we already have way more Revolve than we really need. We'll always generally have more Revolve than we need. And there's a nice little level up for us. There we have a nice little bit of a gold bonus. So if you're really against the selling of Revolve to Antonio, which is bad because you actually would miss out on a rather exclusive item, well, you'd at least have enough to probably reforge all of your stuff. But I wonder if that can hurt you. Nope. So, now that we have all of those little extras cleared out, all that's left of us is to go back to the abandoned mine and proceed on with the game. But we've made a pretty good chunk into this one. Now we have 2 of these items. Sunset Statue. A statue which was found in the lava pits, said to hold unlimited power. Let's take a look at the bestiary. We now have Goose, a miniature version of Mosaic, the guys that we needed the fire for, which is adapted to extremely high temperature. They are very temperamental creatures and will attack any intruder in their territory as a large group. Yeah, you remember that, right? Quetzaro, a full-grown Zool. It continually emits fire from its body, invariably charring its surroundings to ashes. It is unknown how it survives in the heat of its own flames. Indeed, its very existence is a mystery. And then we'll just close out of that. Go over, oh, right. Go over to here. Let's look at Gialda, a great flying dragon which Adel fought in an open-air cavern. It has long held the duty of eliminating those who attempt to escape from the lava pits. It attacks with a flaming breath and powerful body charges. It held the Sunset Statue. And I figured I had the arrow, so I have a gesture. Topic. So, that said, let's port on over to where our next quest is going to be. Oops. And as you see, you can choose any different save point here in the Ilburn's Ruins, including the volcano levels. I used this one to teleport all the way down to the volcano. And in Tigray Quarry, we'll want to choose Area 2. Area 3 puts us right outside Elfvale, whereas Area 2 takes us... Abandoned Mine is right through there. But we can save right here for now, and I think that'll be a good stopping point. So, I hope you've enjoyed this little adventure on the Oath in Felghana. We're not quite halfway through, but we're extraordinarily close. Things are really starting to heat up, and the challenge is going into overdrive. So I hope that you'll join me next time, and you have yourself an absolutely wonderful day. One last little thing before you go.